Hi. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning to Dr. YUSLIZA and my fellow friends. Okay, we are from Group 3. We present our chosen case study which is Unocal in Burma. Okay, my name is NURUL NADIA binti MISPAN and my metric number is S51959. Okay, now let me explain a little about Union Oil Company, in bracket Unocal. Okay, first of all, Unocal is one of the largest independent company energy exploration and production in the world. Okay, it is incorporated in 1980 in California, which first became interested in the natural gas field in YASMIN located in Burma due to several factors such as low labor costs, relatively educated, and Burma is rich in natural gas resource. Okay, for your information, Unocal has done research on social, political, and environment of Burma before committing in this project. So, logically, Unocal knew that Burma used military dictatorship. The project that will be carried out involve the current area. Nevertheless, Unocal remain invested in the project. As a result, there have been several violations of the right of the current people. Okay, so now, let's listen to the explanation for each question of this case study.
Hi, my name is AIZA SYAZLIN binti MUHAMAD SHAKRI. My metric number is S51699. Now, I will explain about question number 1. First point is utilitarian. Utilitarian means the belief that a morally good action can help a large number of people. No matter how much the cost, they just want the benefit from the project. Based on this case, Unocal invest in the YASMIN project so they get more benefit. For example, small businesses grow, roads and schools are built along the pipeline, provide a job to Burma, the number of infant deaths decrease, and Thailand can enjoy cleaner natural gas. However, the project also had some costs, such as anyone who opposed the project were persecuted and even killed by the Burmese government. Hundreds of Koreans were forced to relocate, and they also underwent forced labor. After considering the cost and benefit, they argue that the project has get more benefit than the cost. So Unocal has do the right thing by investing their money in the YASMIN project. Second is human rights. Human rights are owned by human beings that are not created and cannot be revoked by any government. The problem in the project that Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International released the report claiming that a Burmese military used forced labor and oppressed the caring population. This is to provide safety to Unocal workers and equipment for building gas pipeline. Even though Unocal know about the problem of human rights violation, they still decide to invest in the YASMIN project. So Unocal decision was wrong because Unocal profit come from forced labor.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is YASMIN binti ZUBIR and I will continue my part, which is justice and caring perspective. Firstly, justice perspective. Justice is distributing benefits and burdens fairly among people. The Burmese government is said that was on a list of international outlaw states after pressure from human rights groups forced Unocal to compensate the current by the US court order. Unocal used a compensatory justice, which is concerned the justice of restoring to a person what the person lost when someone wronged him or her. According to the case study, Unocal should be held responsible for the injuries suffered by hundreds of Karen people who alleged that their family members had been oppressed by the Burma army. Caring perspective. Ethics of care is an ethic that requires caring for the concrete well-being of those particular persons with whom we have valuable close relationships, particularly those dependent on us. According to the case study, it shows a caring perspective on Unocal when they care about to secure the area and protect the current people before construction of the project started by build roads, aircraft landing lanes, and so on. This clearly shows that Unocal cares about keeping the peace and do not merely doing projects without checking the social affairs of Burma. Lastly, business should have codes of ethics in business contracts and concentrate on the duties that each partner is legally responsible for. To sum up, ethical concerns can have a huge effect on a company, image and brand name, which has been established over time. The case study Unocal in Burma serves as a cautionary tale for companies looking to expand internationally.
Okay, hi, meet me again. Okay, now I will move on to the question number 2. Okay, the question is, in your view, is Unocal morally responsible for the injuries inflicted on some of the current people? Okay, in my point of view, the answer is yes. Unocal is morally responsible for the injuries inflicted on some of the current people. Why? Okay. As I have said before, Unocal knew that Burma used military dictatorship, where they use force against its population. Okay. In this case, the last of 40 miles pipeline project involved in current area. Whoever defies order from this Burmese army, they will be imprisoned and punished. They should be given protection. Okay. In addition, this project provides many benefits to the current people in terms of employment opportunities, education, health, small business opportunities, and many more. But how about the people outside the current area? Okay, this clearly shows that the benefits of the natural gas field project does not equally distribute. Okay, last but not least, that is a violation of rights from the perspective of human rights, the justice of principle, and caring for current people. Therefore, Unocal need to be morally accountable to the current people who suffered from injuries. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is ATHIRAH IZZATI binti MUHAMAD ZULKIFLI. My metric number is S51507. I will continue for question 2, which is whether Chevron is also responsible for injuries inflicted on some of current people. In my point of view, Chevron is also responsible in this case. It is because Chevron purchased Unocal for 16.2 billion and they purchased Unocal right after 4 months of the settlement. Besides, Unocal also didn't reveal the terms of the settlement, whether how much they want to compensate for the current villagers and how much funds that they want to provide for social activities. But before them reveal the settlement, Chevron came and purchased the Unocal, and it seems like it has been planned before. It seems that Unocal and also Chevron had also discussed and make an agreement
that give profits and also benefits to both parties. If not, Chevron will not take a risk to buy Unocal. It is because Chevron might have known that Unocal have caused many injuries for current people, and if they purchase the Unocal, they might have to face the problem too. But in this case, Chevron purchased the Unocal, and it seems that they already know that if they purchase the Unocal, they also can gain profit from that. Besides that, after Chevron purchased the Unocal, Burmese army would still provide the security for the oil companies, and the Burmese army also continue in doing human rights abuse for current people. So it is clearly shows that all of this has already been planned by Chevron and also Unocal. Chevron and Unocal might have planned all of this before Chevron purchased the Unocal. So in this case, I can conclude that both of Chevron and also Unocal are responsible for the injuries inflicted on some of current people. The difference is only whether they are directly involved or not. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is FARHANA binti Zawawi. My matric number is S51713. Answer for number 3 is the option between engagement and isolation become the question that the global community has put forth with regard to Burma. However, Unocal has consistently choose engagement since they believe that they could affect better social and political change than isolation policy. So, I agree with the Unocal preference of engagement rather than isolation to affect change in a country. Isolation is when a country is isolated by another country from the sanction, usually in the form of strict embargoes, travel, and immigration ban. For example, commercial and financial embargo imposed on Cuba by the US government for more than 40 years. Is this reason why Cuba is one of the poorest countries in the world? Furthermore, sanction agents era after the Persian Gulf War show as many have 567,000 Iraqi children has died since the end of the first Persian Gulf War due to economic sanctions imposed by the UN Security Council. In addition, the US ban on textile import from Myanmar in 2003 resulted in tens of thousands of the 350,000 workers working in the garment industry losing their jobs. Meanwhile, the Clinton administration shifted from a policy of isolation to one of engagement. Engagement is where a state actively engage with a particular country in the hope that bilateral communication will serve as a more effective platform to influence change for local, regional, or global. That allowed Vietnam develop toward liberalization and has become an active trading partner with US. The Yadana Unocal project can also be considered as an engagement policy. Among the benefits are lowering the infant mortality rate from 87 per 1,000 to only 30 per 1,000, providing increased medical care, school, electricity, agriculture developed in the pipeline region, and also creating jobs along the pipeline regions.
From another point of view, the reason why Unocal chose engagement is because its methods are effective at training the new economy and promoting a more open society. This case is used for ethic principle to show the dilemma of analyzing this case, such as utilitarianism, moral right, justice, and fairness. First, perspective of utilitarianism. Decision and policy should be judged in terms of the social gains and costs they would bring on society. We should examine the project cost and benefit, determine if Unocal made the right decision to invest. Second, benefit of this project. Small businesses were expanding. The project increased jobs for Burmese people. Thailand was able to enjoy cleaner natural gas from the 500 until 600 million cubic feet of pipe in valley via the pipeline instead of using dirty fuel oil, and Unocal was supposed to earn $2. Third, cost of the project. Many Koreans were used as labor to force to clear the road and construct facilities. Unocal should invest in this initiative because there are more people who will benefit from it, and it will produce the greatest net benefits to society. According to utilitarianism, from the standpoint of moral right, a right is an individual claim to anything. And lastly is distributive justice. From the standpoint of distributive justice, it seems that Unocal made a wrong decision to invest in this initiative, despite the fact that the benefits were theoretically spread to all of Burma. It is unjust that the burdens of constructing this pipeline are being borne by people living near the pipeline region.